Yo, hey everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We have a very exciting event coming up today. We have Kevin here from Pianity, and Kevin is going to tell us all about how to build super fast, how to onboard. If you're building a platform, how to onboard the demand side and also the supply side super quickly. And before we start, we have the honor of Kevin and Pianity being one of the alumni projects coming out of the Open Web Foundry #3. Open Web Foundry is a program that is geared towards incubating and accelerating the best projects and building on top of the Arweave network. And yeah, so we're super happy to have you here, Kevin. You've been doing a lot of things on the Pianity front from back, when was it? Like 4 months ago or something. Just going really live to the rebranding, to all the onboarding activities that you're doing now. So we're super happy to have you here. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Seb. Hello, everyone. So yeah, in this presentation, it's going to be short, and I just want to highlight how the tactics we used in order to try to grow as fast as possible. Because as you probably know, especially in cryptos, you want to outpace competition. And so you need to do everything you can to go faster than the competition. So I prepared a few slides with a few examples and our learnings in the past months that I want to share with you. I don't know if it's the best learnings, but it's actually our learnings. And after that we can discuss, and I'd love your feedback. So for those of you who don't know, Pianity is a NFT marketplace fully dedicated to musicians, where we allow them to turn their track into basically limited edition. And I'm gonna skip quite the first slide, but the idea is there was many problems in the music industry on the side of the fans, because they can't truly own their tracks, they can't show their support to their favorite artists, etc. And on the artist side, because the artists don't make money from track sales, so 99% of the artists don't make real living out of streaming platforms. So what we decided is to arrive with a new solution based on NFTs in order to completely change the business model of the music industry. And what we did is we decided to do a marketplace for NFT, not as, for example, Superhero is doing with unique editions, but we decided to allow artists to do series of NFTs of different rarity for the same track. And this allows to capture much more demand from actually the demand side, much more value from the demand side, and give way more money back to the artist. And we think that with this model, we can give at least 10 times more value, bring 10 times more value to the artist than other streaming platforms. So basically, our value proposition to artists, and it's really important, is you will be able to make more money. And let's jump straight away to what we did in the past 6 months. So from the start, we wanted to be live as fast as possible. So when we started the Open Web Foundry, we want to release the platform as fast as possible, to be live and to start, onboarding artists on the platform. And we managed to release the full platform in 1 month, with everything stored on Arweave, with credit card payments, crypto payments, and everything. And so far in 6 months, we released 50 exclusive NFTs from artists, with a volume of about $40K. And right now we have 100 exclusive artists in the pipeline, so waiting to be released. And so how we did it is actually, I think it's quite simple. We try to release really often. So basically, we try to have a new release on the platform. And when I mean release, I mean new features shipped almost on a daily basis. At least I would say 2-3 times a week. We try to ship new features and to improve the products. But at the same time, we didn't want to be entirely focused on building the product. And I think it's most of the projects, they are too focused on the product and they are not really focused on distribution. And so from the start, we wanted to already acquire artists, and we actually onboarded artists on the platform even before it was live. And what is really special about the marketplace is you have two different sides you want to tackle. So you have to acquire artists, but at the same time, so the supply side, but at the same time, you want to acquire buyers, collectors. And the way to do it at the start, our intuition was, if we basically, you want, when you build a marketplace, you want to find feedback loops so that, you know, like when you onboard one person, it brings you more than one other person, so that basically every time it takes you less effort and you have this kind of virality effect. So from the start, our intuition was, we think that if we bring an artist to Pianity, he will bring his fan base. So we thought that by bringing one artist, we would get another 100 fans on the platform. So we started like this. And what we find out was it was true. Like one artist could bring many people on the platform, but the problem with fans is they would buy only some kinds of NFT, usually like the less expensive ones. And so the price wouldn't really go up. So after a few weeks, we decided to also try to acquire collectors, and in particular, people from the crypto community that would actually bid a lot more and value the token, even like the NFTs, even more. And so today, our strategy is to onboard artists really fast, but also to onboard collectors. And what happened was, okay, artists bring fans to the platform, but when you onboard collector and the price go up, then more artists get interested because they're like, I can make money out of NFTs. And so it's even easier to onboard artists for us now, and larger artists on the platform, because they see they can make money. So yeah, this advice: don't focus only on the products, and don't wait to have a product to focus on distribution. Start focusing on, start building a community from the start. Then the third learning is, okay, we are trying to build, decentralized apps, but usually it takes longer, to iterate on this kind of apps due to how they are built, and there are usually like many parts to tackle all at once. So our way of doing it was, let's not try to like decentralize everything from the start. Let's just decentralize, like the most important. So to us, the most important was, of course, the NFT storage and the NFT smart contract. So that's the first thing we decentralized. And then we started decentralizing other stuff. So for example, at the beginning on Pianity, you could only log in with a normal like login and password, and then we would we would generate the private key for you, because like fans don't necessarily know anything about crypto, so it would be really difficult for them to onboard themselves on the platform on their own. So we decided to like this really smooth onboarding for fans, but then we knew that the crypto community wouldn't be really happy with that, because the crypto community want to use their own wallet, want to use ArConnect or the Fini wallet, for example, in our. And so we knew that using like this kind of wallet was on our roadmap, but it wasn't our priority. And we actually released ArConnect last week. So since last week, you can actually connect and sign up on Pianity using your own wallet. And it's something that now can help us bring more people to the platform as well. And now actually people feel more secure on the platform, also even more like people from the community. And then we have many more things we want to decentralize. For example, auctions. You can build them on a smart contract, or you can centralize auction. And for now, auctions are centralized on Pianity. And it's something we're going to decentralize in the future, but it's something that will take time and that we don't want to do now, but we know we will have to do it later. And it's linked to the final point, which is, don't be afraid of your users. Like when you will build your app, some people will be unhappy. Like some people complain that they couldn't use their own wallet. and we just explain to them that it's on our roadmap and we'll do it later. Today, like some people tell us, oh, but you don't have a white paper. Yes, we know it's on our roadmap, but we don't have time to write the white paper yet, etc. So don't be afraid of your users, but explain them why you decided to do something before the other. And so if you want to like see the whole roadmap we had in the past and actually in the future, so we started in March. We did the marketplace was live beginning of April. We raised some funds mid-April with 6K volume on the platform. No, we raised, sorry, mid-May. And then we took some time to build the V2 of the platform. So we shut down everything for 1.5 months. Even like the user we had, there were no new NFTs. So again, our user complained, but we knew that it was better to build the V2 than to continue maintaining the V1. In July, we built the V2. We launched again mid-July. And actually, that's another learning. Like, don't be afraid to launch and launch again. You know, like people forget about launches. No one remember the launch of Facebook. So launching is not really an important moment. So just do it often. And finally, after the V2 was live, we started, you know, like really like releasing really fast. So with, for example, the reward programs, the automatic bidding, the search bar, some generative arts. Now we have landing pages for artists, landing pages for labels. We're gonna release our affiliation program next week. We release our airdrop this week, and we're gonna open the secondary market in 3 weeks. We are actually raising funds right now, and then our end goal is to build a community as large as possible for the public token sale that will happen in December. And so I wanted to give you some, you know, like learnings about our last, I would say last event, which is a giveaway we started on Tuesday, so 2 days ago. So we wanted to try a giveaway. We never did it before. And so it started with the tweet you have on the left, and basically people to get the money. So it was a giveaway of 100K in 100,000, sorry, 100K, yes, in token. And on the right, and actually we did the giveaway, but our token is not live yet. The token is going to be live after the giveaway. So it's something else we did, you know, like reverse from what people usually do. And on the right, you can see like the step people have to achieve. So basically they had to follow us on Twitter, to retweet our tweet, join Telegram, join Discord. And then we wanted this drop to be specifically for the arWiv community for 2 reasons. First one, because we started from the arWiv community. And second one, because, you know, like arWiv is a safe place, like it's like a family where you can release something and maybe release something and fail. And we thought it would be fine, you know, to fail our first giveaway in our own family. So we required people to download and install ArConnect, and then sign up on Pianity using ArConnect, so that we would target only the arWiv community. And then you receive the token, and then you can buy NFT. And what actually happened is that this giveaway went completely out of our hands. So it started really shy, you know, like on Tuesdays, we had some retweets, etc., some new users, but we were a bit disappointed on Tuesday night. And, you know, like for whatever reason, on Tuesday morning, it started to get viral. And as you can see on the bottom left, you know, like Wednesday afternoon at like 4 p.m., it started like a first peak. And then at 7 p.m., like a second huge peak. And this huge peak actually almost broke down our website. We had like more than 500 people online at the same time. And so my giveaway would be first, you know, like adapt your giveaway to targeted users, but also be prepared for the worst. So we try to adapt our giveaway to the arWiv community, but it went completely out of hands. The second learning is be generous. At first, we wanted to give only 10K to the community, and then we decided to increase it tenfold. And I think, you know, like these big numbers attracted way more people than 10K would have attracted. And then be prepared to stay awake, because when the website is, you know, like burning, you want to keep it online, because if the website goes down, basically your giveaway is finished. So we had, like, to find solution on the fire to keep the website alive. And so the outcome of the giveaway, which is not finished because we still have like 100 users online right now on the website, but in 48 hours we had 7K new users. So we started from 1K, and now we have 8K users. We had 10K volume in the past 24 hours. To give you an example, last week we had only 2K volume on the platform. So basically in 24 hours, we did 5 times and more than last week. And we had a lot of visibility. So a lot of people started contacting us, like investors, like even friends, seeing the tweets and stuff like this. So it gave us like a lot of visibility, this giveaway. And I'm done.
That's awesome. So first of all, congratulations on all the success and the success of this latest campaign. So I think that there's a lot to unpack here, because you've been like super successful. Not only, okay, on a personal note, I remember, and when we first spoke, and I was just like amazed by the end of the Foundry, the third Foundry, about the speed of building the platform and also onboarding the artists. I think that you had some crazy numbers, but by the end of the Foundry, by the end of those 6 weeks, you had onboarded already 100 artists. So my first question to you would be, how do you do it? Like, do you did you have like a record label before, or like how exactly did you manage to onboard all those users?
So I would say it's easy and it's hard at the same time. So one of my co-founder is from the music industry, actually. So he's an electronic music producer, musician himself. So he had a network in electronic music, which is a niche in the music industry. And basically, what seems easy is, okay, you have your network. Yeah, but the problem is, even if you have your network, you need first to contact them, and second, to convince them that NFT is a good idea for them. So I would say the first thing is you need to talk to a lot of people. So we basically had goals of, like talking. First we had goals to onboard 1 artist per week, and then it was like 5 artists, and then it was like, like per day. And basically the idea was, okay, we talked with them, we make them sign a document, and then they're on the wait list to release on Pianity. And so at first what was hard is we had no proof that they would actually make money on the platform. So we started releasing friends who were good friends, and we started selling that tracks. That track started selling for like 300, 400 euros. And so it was already approved, because 300 euros is what you earn for about 1 million views on Spotify. And not a lot of artists have 1 million views for a track on Spotify. So with that, we started onboarding small artists. But then the problem was, how do you get to big artists? And what I would say is, for big artists, you have to bluff a bit. It's like when you fundraise, you have to tell people, okay, I already have this other artist. Do you want to be the first, or do you want to be the second? And you try to play FOMO with everyone at the same time.
Okay, that's super interesting. And okay, so yeah, I think that there's always this component of like social proof, right? So once they start seeing like, oh, someone's actually making money here, and it's actually like easy to get onboarded, that makes subsequent onboardings easier. What was your onboarding process? I mean, you mentioned like some documents, but like just like very high level, like sort of like what is the onboarding process? Like how quick could an artist get signed up and then start releasing something on Pianity?
So with artists, it was actually really slow.
Really?
So, yeah, because like artists, first, they are not business people. So those are not really used to talking, signing contracts and stuff. For them, NFTs are a new thing. So we onboarded every single artist by hand. We never automated the process. And actually today, it's still not automated. So what we did is we had like plenty of artists in parallel, and trying like to babysit them and answering the questions, and then once they were good to go, then we needed to get the track. And like an artist is always late. He's really bad with deadlines. So we would ask him, like, give me your track for Tuesday, and he would give us a track like 3 weeks later. So it was also like really hard to get the tracks. So that's one of the reasons actually between the V1 and V2 we paused the platform. And during these months, our goal, because it was really stressful, like to not receive the track.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we would try to release every Tuesday, but we didn't have the track sometimes. So we wanted to have, like a full like months in advance of artists. So for 1 month, our main focus was we need as many artists as possible, so that we have this peace of mind of having, like this buffer of artists. And actually, we still did it by hand. And quite recently, we discovered something, which is talking to labels is way easier than talking to artists, because when you talk to the label, you talk to a business guy that is here to make, and he's not an artist, so he's probably on time for meetings, and he's available during the weekend and stuff. So we started talking with labels, and it was really faster. So like, and when you sign one label, you sign like 30
a bunch of artists.
30 artists on average. And so now it's our main focus. So we managed to sign like between 1 and 3 labels every day. And now we are automating the process with like DocuSign. So same as fundraising, like when the guy said yes, you sign the DocuSign, and then you push until he sign it, and then finally you give him access to the platform.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I know what you're talking about when you mention artists and deadlines. My dad is a musician, so I know it like firsthand how it goes. And business and deadlines and contracts is not forefront in their minds. But I also imagine that it's a scaling process where you cannot just simply reach out to a label and like, yo, so we have this new platform, just sign up here and like give us your artist content, because they're not going to listen to you probably, right? So you need some sort of like social proof before to actually get it done. So are there some like patterns that you can recognize in terms of, are these artists that are sort of like quicker to respond and quicker to jump on board, are they like crypto savvy, or is it like no discernible pattern there? So
what we found was independent artists were like early adopter of our model, because by definition they are independent. They don't really need to ask someone else who is an NFT. So it was our early adopters, and now we are going to it for independent labels to go. So basically, we have a list of independent labels, and we do them one by one. And actually, we are cold emailing them or cold calling them to talk with them. And you're completely right with social proof. At the beginning of the platform, we had like not a lot of inbound at all. And since the beginning of September, we started really like selling the tracks not only like for 200 or 300 euros, but for like an artist on Pianity would make almost 1,000 euros. Release. So we would release like a unique edition and then a limited one, and we would make between like 600 and 1,000 euros. And that started to be even more interesting for artists and for labels, and we started to have some inbound as well. And like with the giveaway, if you go to Pianity now, the auctions are like 2,000 euros, and now it's just crazy. Like we talk to people, and our sales are so confident. They're like, okay, I don't have time. Like right now, you can earn like 2,000 euros in 24 hours. Do we want to release next week or not? Because not you, it's going to be someone else. And so it's been like 48 crazy hours for us, because everything is going really, really fast thanks to the giveaway.
That's amazing. That's so cool. And okay, so you mentioned something that I think is pretty. A lot of people don't openly talk about it, which is when you're actually need to re-release or like pause for a bit and then like onboard users again. How did you manage your user communication?
Actually, we didn't communicate. So what we did
So
was
nothing on Discord or something like that?
nothing. So we stopped releasing. And when people would talk to us and ask like what happened, we were like, don't worry, you will see in 1 month it's going to be crazy. So we were just basically dealing with people one by one and just talking with them. But at the time we didn't have, you know, like so many users. We had a few hundreds, and so I think it was fine. And for the artists, it was the same. The artists, we told them, okay, we put the platform on pause. We're gonna release your track in about a month. But what was really difficult, it was for us actually. We were like, okay, nothing is happening. So it was quite a relief to relaunch and to have, you know, like this motivation of actually, you know, like releasing stuff, making money out of those sales and everything. So it was more difficult for us than for users, I would say.
I think Seb's having some technical difficulties, but I can take over for a bit. Just to provide context to everybody listening, I'm wondering, like, what stage of development were you guys in when you first joined the Foundry in March?
It was ID stage.
Wow. Okay. And then you guys onboarded the 100 artists.
And maybe I can say some more. We were a team of 5 people, but no one had ever coded a smart contract. Like it was our first, you know, like blockchain project. And what I really like about Arweave is that it was really, really, you know, I wouldn't say easy, but it was really fast to build our first contract and put it live. So I think it was key to the iteration process.
Right. And do you have any, like, I suppose, advice to founders who are like early founders who are building on the permaweb now and like kind of starting where you guys were?
I would have, so first, don't be afraid to start, like, for example, to do, I think the Open Web Foundry is an amazing opportunity to start learning about the blockchain in general and of course about Arweave. It's also an amazing opportunity to join an incredible community of developers and of people. And it's a nice opportunity to, you know, like learn as you do. So that's what we did with Pianity. What we did actually was we split the team in like 3. So there was myself writing the smart contract. We had 2 developers, one in the front end, one back end, building the platform, so centralized stuff. And we had Simon talking to artists. And we did everything in parallel. And once I finished the contract, we put it online after I think it took me like a month to build like the final version of the contract. And after that, I never coded a contract again. And now my CTO took over like everything related to blockchain. And I'm more like also talking to users and talking to artists.
And then after that, the experience in the Foundry, I know that you guys received some like external investment, and then how did you guys use that to scale? Like how did you allocate those resources?
So actually, full disclosure, so we raised $1 million in May, and I think we spent maybe 60,000 so far. So we are not spending much money. We are really trying to save it and to so as founders we still don't pay ourselves. We are really like only pay, like we use it fully to hire people. It's almost only people money.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, and also community driven, right? Which is I guess what brings us to the giveaway that you have right now. So, I mean, you already gave us some like headline numbers there. What are some? Okay, so you know, what are some initial thoughts that you have on this? Like, it's been 2 days, but like, what do you expect to happen? Like, I know that we've spoken before about like retention rates and like how people actually like, you know, people that you're on board keep, you know, using Pianity. Me, myself, also full disclosure, I'm a avid user of Pianity. I've used it for a lot of friends, and also like the mobile version and the mobile app is, you know, super sleek. It actually works super nice. So what are you expecting in terms, like, how would this campaign be successful for you guys? Like, what are the metrics that you're looking at?
So yeah, to be honest, I will need a few days, you know, to think about it. because even we actually stopped raising funds. We stopped the fundraising process just because I think everything changed. You know, like in 48 hours, it's not the same company anymore. And for the first time, we experienced, like this kind. I wouldn't say product market fit because I don't know if we have product market fit yet, but at least like this growth that is overwhelming. And like even people, like for example, our front-end developers, he was basically talking to customers, on the chat and explaining them why everything was failing. So no one was coding; everyone was talking to people and trying to stop the fire. So yeah, it was crazy. I think it really put us on another level. And now, actually, in 24 hours, we closed, I think, many more labels and many more like artists than in the past 3 weeks, and really easily.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, I think in 48 hours, what happened is what would have happened without giveaway in 2 or 3 months. So it's really good for us.
That's insane. Yeah, I like how, when you had that slide up and the right-hand side, you had the sort of requisites for you actually claiming things. The viral component is super important. So I think that was, obviously a stroke of genius to actually use it well, and it's paid off. I think you went from 1,000 Twitter followers to 10,000 or so, probably 11,000 by now. But it's amazing. So what's up next for Pianity? What are you guys thinking of besides onboarding users? What else is in the horizon?
So what's next is we want to. So we're gonna open the secondary market. I think that's the main thing. So actually, we had a secondary market in the first version, but we closed it with the new version for I would say UX reason, because you have to think about how you integrate it. So the next milestone would be to open it, and then we're gonna still do some giveaway campaigns because that was just a small start. Yeah, we didn't expect this experiment to work so well. It was just a test. So we have more giveaway coming as well.
Nice. That's excellent.
And our next step is actually we are fully focused on the ICO in December. So we really want to grow the community as big as possible before the ICO.
Yep, that makes a ton of sense. So where are some places where people can find you? And maybe we can drop the links here in the chat and later on the YouTube description. So what is the best place for people to get in touch with Pianity and perhaps with your team?
To get in touch with us, I would say you can go on pianity.com and chat with us with a small bubble, or you can find us on Twitter as well. So give me a sec
good.
to give you the Twitter link.
And while Kevin is dropping those links there, just really make sure to check out Pianity. It's an amazing user experience. It feels it doesn't feel like an initial version. It really is fully fledged. It works super well. The quality is amazing. You should really check it out.
And really
there we go.
Try to hire the best people. I'm really happy with the team.
Nice.
And thanks to the money we spent, we managed to hire really great people to work on the design and the UX and on the development on the platform.
Yeah, well, it really paid off, man. It looks amazing. It works amazing as before, and now even better. So yeah, thank you very much, Kevin, for joining us. Thanks, Jesse, as well, for hosting. Thanks to everyone for watching, and I guess we can now move to the coffee and mingle area where you can talk to Kevin firsthand on how we actually pulled it off. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Everyone.